Hi everybody, welcome to the last CompuScholar Professional Development webinar for the 2022 year. Today we're going to be talking about our new Custom Activities feature. This is something that many teachers have requested over the last year or so. They wanted the ability to create their own coding projects, and so that is what this new feature is all about. If you're familiar with our online exercises, you'll recognize that not only can we do coding exercises, but also drag and drop and fill in the blank and that sort of thing. For now, the new custom activity feature is going to focus on those coding projects. So those are the types of projects that you can create. And we do support all the languages that our courses naturally support. So you can create custom activities in Java, Python, and C#. And this new feature is available to all public and private school teachers in cases where you can create those dedicated courses from your teacher dashboard, or if you've gone through an integration with Canvas, Schoology, or a similar LMS to deploy our curriculum in those systems. So the new feature is not available to homeschool students, but it should be available to everyone else. So the new feature should be enabled in 4 of our courses by default, so Java programming, Python programming, C# programming, and computer science foundations. And you'll want to look for a custom activities link at the top of the course. If you don't see that link, that just means the copy of the course that you created kind of predates the launch of this new feature. And so just contact us and we can add that link to your course for you. The link is hidden by default from the students, so you'll want to show that link when you're ready to deploy some sort of custom activity. And let's see how that's done. We're looking at a student menu now within one of our courses, and you'll notice you just see some familiar syllabus links up here, but nothing else. However, if we go over to the teacher's account, in the teacher's account, you do see this custom activities link up here at the top. And again, if that's missing in your course and you want us to add it for you, just contact us and we can get that done. So by default, again, it should be hidden from the students. So once you've completed your custom activities and you want to show them to the students, you'll just click on the little eyeball. And it will turn green, showing you that the students can now see it. And indeed, if we switch back to the student account and refresh the page, the students can now see those custom activities as well. So access is very easy once you've got everything set up. So let's talk briefly about ownership and the persistence of these activities. When you do create a custom activity, those activities are associated with your CompuScholar teacher account, and so they are yours to maintain across multiple years. They're not necessarily tied to a specific course. They won't go away when you delete a course. So you can create those activities once, and then you can assign those activities to multiple courses or multiple class periods in the same course as you see fit. And again, you'll just maintain the same set of activities over time, and you can modify them as you need to from year to year. In courses that do have the custom activities link, you should see a single custom activities slot in your gradebook, and that custom activity slot will reflect the average grade that students get on all of the custom activities that you have created for the course. So you might create 5 or 10 different custom activities. All of those grades will get averaged together and they will be represented as a single grade in the gradebook. And this allows us to be compatible with other learning management systems like Canvas and Schoology, where it's much more difficult to add dynamic entries into a gradebook. So the approach we took for all learning management systems, including our own, is that all the grades for custom activities will effectively roll up to a single slot in the gradebook. And then you can make of that what you will, if you want to weight it in a certain way or use it for extra credit or whatever you want to do. Now, when you create a custom activity, there's really 2 modes that you can select. One is a standard graded assignment that will work much like our normal chapter activities. So the students can code and save their work online. They can run that work. They can submit it for a grade when they are ready. In this case, the teachers will assign the grades. So there's no auto-grading feature at this point for the custom activities. So you'll come up with your own rubric and type in numeric grades as you see fit when you're reviewing the students' work. You can also select a demonstration mode when you create the activity, and that means the students will not be submitting those projects for a grade. These are useful features for you to show the students something if they want to explore or tinker with some code that you provide them, like, hey, take a look at this, I want you to experiment with this. So the students can save and modify the work, but they will not be submitting that for a grade. So you can select whichever mode makes sense for the type of code that you want to show the students. All right, let's hop over to our system and take a deeper walkthrough both from the student and the teacher perspective. So from the main course page, when you click on Custom Activities as a teacher, this will normally open up into a new tab, and initially your list of custom activities is obviously empty, so there's no activities assigned to this course. Let's click on Create New Activity, and we want to give the activity a name, and we'll give it some sort of description. And the description editor, as you can see, allows you to type in some rich text with some basic formatting, so you can give a nice description to the students. As we scroll down, here's the checkbox where you can say whether or not this will be a demonstration activity. And again, the demonstration activities will not be submitted for a grade, but are similar projects in other respects. Now you will want to add at least one starter file, so let's click on Add New File. And this is the code that will be presented to your students when they start the activity. You will at a minimum need to give it a file name. Let's do test.py. The sequence number, if you're going to do multiple files, will order the files from left to right in tabs. So sequence number 1 will be the tab on the far left, sequence number 2 will be off to the right, and so forth. Alright, so we'll just give the student some starter code and click Save. And solution files are naturally only visible to the teacher, so if you come up with an activity and you want to save some solution for your own reference later, we can add a solution file as well. And we'll save that. Okay, so this activity now has a name, a description, starter code, and solution code. By the way, you can duplicate files if you want to. You can add multiple files, you can delete files that are already there, so pretty straightforward stuff. And when we're done at the bottom of the page, we'll just click Save. And so now this course has a new activity here in the list. You can view the student work, and there won't be any student work at this point. You can come in and edit the activity again. You can duplicate the entire activity if you want to, or you can remove the activity from the course, or you can delete the activity completely. So remember, you can associate one activity with multiple courses, and so if we click this button, that will simply remove the activity from this course. But it's not gone. You can go back here and say Add Existing Activity. You can see this teacher's already created a few different activities, and here's the one that I just started. So if we want to associate this activity back into the course, we'll just click on the plus sign, and that will add the activity back into the course. And so here it is again. If you do hit the delete activity from all courses, this is a permanent delete that will wipe all traces of the activity from all courses in which it's associated, and you will not be able to recover that afterwards. So please use that button with confidence. That is a permanent database delete, so if you come to us later and say, oh, I really wish I hadn't done that, unfortunately there won't be anything that we can do for you. So just be cautious about deleting the activity from all courses. Let's create one more activity. And this will be a demonstration project. Add some demo code. Save it. And we're not going to bother with any solution files, we'll just click Save. And so now we have a demo project as well. So these two activities right now are associated with the current course. Let me show you how to associate these same activities with a different course. I'm going to come back here to my dashboard. I'll just go into a different course, click on Custom Activities again, and there are no activities in this initial course. I'm going to add an existing activity. Here you can see a list of all activities that I've created in any course, and if I want to add this particular demonstration code, we'll do that. And now I've added this demo project into this course as well. So this is just a quick example of how you can share activities between courses. And you may have noticed I added a Python activity here into the C# course. That's perfectly fine. So just make sure the language that you enter into the source file matches the extension that you give the source file name. So you must use a valid file name with a .py, .java, or .cs extension. Okay, let's go back and check out things from a student perspective. This is a student account, and when the student clicks on the custom activities link, the student will see a list of all activities that you've associated with this course. So here's the two that we entered into the course, and notice the one that is a demo project is demonstration only, so you will never see any grades show up here on the second line. The student can enter the project just by clicking on the line. You can see the name, the description, and the starter code. The student can type in their own code. They can run the code as you would expect. And when they're done, you see some familiar buttons down here. These are very similar to the existing chapter activity and homework buttons, so you can reset the problem to return to the original starter code. You can save your work for later, or you can submit it for a grade. Let's go ahead and submit. And you'll notice this works just like all of our other online activities. The key difference here is that for this coding project, we are not auto-grading it, so you as the teacher will be responsible for assigning a grade. Let's go back to the list. We can see it's submitted but not graded. We'll go ahead and check out the demonstration activity while we're here. The student can run the demo code as is. They can modify the code. They can run it. They can reset back to the original, and they can save, but because this is a demonstration, there's no way to submit this to the teacher. And so that's basically what the student will see from the student perspective. You see there's currently no custom activity grade down here. You will recall that the custom activity grade will be an average of all grades assigned to all of the students' custom activities in the course. So when you as a teacher go in here and grade this work, that will update the custom activity grade accordingly, and if they had 5 or 6 or 7 custom activities, this custom activity grade would be a rolling average that would get poked into their CompuScholar gradebook. Let's go back to the teacher account. Okay, so we know a student submitted some work for custom activity 1, so let's go check that out. Here's the student work that was submitted, and you'll see a little icon off to the right that means there's teacher action required, so we'll need to go in here and grade this as the teacher. And you can run the code, and again, there's no auto-graded test cases here, so when you're satisfied as a teacher, you'll just enter a grade for the student work and save it. And then you can go back to the list. So that's all we had to do for this particular exercise. We can go back to the custom activity list for the whole course. If we want to, we can check out the student's saved progress on any sort of demonstration activity. We can see what the student has done. So here are the student modifications, and you can play around with them if you want to, but again, there's no way to save a grade into the gradebook for this demonstration activity. All right, let's go back to the course and take a peek in the gradebook. And you can see the activity grade that we entered is right here under custom activities, and that average will change as the student accumulates additional grades for other custom activities that you may assign. And again, as a teacher, if you ever need to control access to the custom activities, you can simply hide the link and the students will no longer be able to see those activities. It won't remove the student grades and work, but it'll just hide that link from the students. Now, if you're in your own learning management system like Canvas or Schoology, you should have some sort of similar features to publish or unpublish links to students, and so you would use those LMS specific features to control access to the custom activities area. So that's a quick peek at our new custom activities feature. We're pretty excited about it, and I hope you are too. As always, we do welcome your suggestions, so if you start using it and you see something that could be done differently or better, please let us know. And if you encounter any issues or something you don't understand, please naturally let us know as well, and we'll hop on that right away and get things taken care of, usually the same day. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can give us a call, send us an email, or contact us through our website.